That is where I started, down at the barn. That's where our truck is. Now you'll see the walk up the hill. This is known as Prosperity Lane. I know, we didn't get to name it. It was named by the neighbor down the hill since it starts going across his land down there. Just took the truck down the hill because of impending rain. Well, she's off looking after something, a squirrel usually. And Mr. Fye, nose to the ground, he wants a rabbit scent. Often I say Mr. Fye can smell rabbit farts that are 2 days old. Yes, and he comes in for a pet. There are some little fairy locations up here on the way. This is actually quite a beautiful and pleasant walk, except during rainy times when things like groceries need to be carried up also. For the most part, we can schedule our grocery, laundry, and gas purchases such that we can drive them up the hill. As you can see, it just keeps on going, up and up. We have these water runoff ditches that the vehicle isn't high enough, kind of drags on. This road is actually would be doable for an all-wheel vehicle if it was high enough. Most aren't. Subarus, unless they're jacked up, aren't. And there are some kind of ravine ditches that need to be avoided or straddled. You can kind of see we're gaining altitude here. we come up to about 1,800 feet. Not exactly a mountain. This is our hill. As you can see, when there's heavy rain, there's some pretty big water runoff. Some of these ravines up in there, when I'm hiking up in there, are quite deep because of the water washing them away. Of course, these are called the Appalachian Mountains, which were at one time taller than what the Himalaya Mountains are today. Malachi likes to be in front. Mr. Phi likes to always bring up the rear. We have reached an area I call almost West Virginia level. Yes. And if you're ever driving up, don't take the wrong road. No, that circles around the whole hollow where the stream that flows into Merritt's Creek originates, up on that knob up there. And this hollow circles all the way around and comes down back on Merritt's Creek Road. I've been all up in there, up and over that knob. But then in driving, you keep going straight. Eddie, that owns the land we're on, is in the process of creating another pasture area for his horses. We're walking in a horse pasture. You can see off in the distance, I believe you're seeing a little bit of the house and a little bit of the yurt as you come up to our gated community. Now, this road along through the pasture goes on out through another gate into another person's property and goes on down the other side of that ridge. This road forks right up the way. One goes up the hill and around this ridge and back down toward the barn. And this road to the left goes through another gate onto another person's property and travels all around that ridge and down towards Scary Creek. So sometimes we're locked, sometimes we're not. Come on, Mr. Fye. He likes the gate to be open for him even though he goes underneath. Now we're actually on our driveway, which is still part of Prosperity Lane. As I was saying, those roads we've just passed, one goes up toward that knob in this whole area has drainage into a stream at the bottom there where we lived at one time, and it runs into Scary Creek. I'm not sure whether you can pick up the sound of the frogs yet. I'll try to be quiet so they don't stop on me. We have a few big old trees along here. But as you can see coming up in the distance, the ash tree with the emerald ash borer, the white tree is dying, as many trees in this area will lose its leaves. Yes, sometimes I call this Frog Mountain. And this is an important Lynn Avenue. We turn off of Prosperity Lane and come on up to Lynn Avenue. You can see the multi-painted she shed, the bus. Oh yes, here's the stuff I took out of the truck before I took it down. Let me get that. Various backpacks. Hiking stick. Come back and get all of that aside. This is the she shed, which used to be a trash pile out here, West Virginia style, but now we're about to get it cleaned up. And we're coming up to what we call the work shed, which was Lynn Springer's kitchen at one time. And then the bus, all jacked up, put some stairs over it. And no, that is not a functioning pot. And a sign from a previous incarnation of Earth Art School. And you can see the black planet.